Welcome to Let's Play The Sims 4 Creator World. Today we are building Madeline and Cassidy Wilkins' little trailer park home. I am not an excellent builder, as I have said in the prologue, and if you haven't watched that yet, if this is the first episode you're watching, you should definitely go watch it now, because I explain in depth exactly what this series is going to be about. So, yes, I am building a trailer home, and I am not an excellent builder, as I did say in the prologue, but I will be trying my best. This took me about an hour and a half, which is a little ridiculous because it is such a small lot. But, again, I'm just getting used to speed builds. This is actually the first speed build I've ever done and uploaded, so it wasn't particularly speedy, but, you know, I'll get better as I go on, I'm sure. So I like this little idea of the little covered patio that I do with the roof. I just learned how to only pull one side of the roof, so that was pretty fun to work with. It's kind of, the idea I was going for is I kind of wanted it to be a little trashy, kind of, you know, super duper cheap. Madeline doesn't have a whole lot of money. She's still, even though she's been working for a while, in the first stage of her job, the entry-level position, you could say. So the house wasn't going to be anything luxurious or beautiful, or all of the furniture kind of looks secondhand, like she got it from like a flea market or like a secondhand shop, you know. I was looking at pictures of trailers to get some ideas, and I kind of wanted to go, at first I kind of wanted to go with like this, the 1960s or 70s style. It was just like a straight thing with like a cute little styled roof. I don't know, go look it up. But I saw a picture of this little covered patio with one side of the roof pulled down, and I was like, oh yeah, that looks awesome. I definitely want to do that. So that's what I was doing. I kind of kept it simple. There's nothing super fancy about it. I like all the green. I think for some reason I just feel like green looks grungier. I don't know why. Sorry for all you green fans. I love green, but it's kind of sometimes it can kind of be like a dirty, grungy color. So I went with a lot of green, the door and the siding, and I think I keep these green walls. No, actually I don't. I do go with a wallpaper, actually. I thought it looked a little, look at that. I think it looks a little older, a little more interesting too, because I use a lot of plain stuff in this build, and I wanted a little bit of pop in there. And also I thought it looked a little antique, like this trailer home might have been around since like the 70s, you know, which is why it's so cheap. It's falling apart. The walls are kind of dirty in the bedrooms. I feel like the wallpaper, maybe they just replaced it. They just like redid the flooring and stuff in the living room area there. I was gonna use that grungy carpet. I was gonna use the curse word, but I've decided I'm not going to curse at all during this series. You know, so I don't want to leave anyone out who doesn't like cursing. I want them to be able to watch it, even though it's a little hard for me because I do curse a lot in my everyday life. So yeah, I've decided not to do that. But yeah, I was gonna use that grungy carpet, but then I decided, you know, what if they like just recently redid the living area and the kitchen, and they like put in this new hardwood flooring and to make it look a little nicer. I think it came out okay. The bed in Madeline's room, which is over here, I decided to make a little smaller to give the living area a little more room, because it is so compact. I don't really build that much. I usually, if I'm playing by myself, I usually just pull lots off the gallery, because there are so many amazing creators out there, and I like don't even want to try to compete with them, because I know I'm just gonna look at my own houses and I'm gonna be like, this is crap, I should have just downloaded from the gallery. So that's what I usually do. But I have been very interested lately in speed build videos, and I was like, you know, thinking about doing this series, and I was like, you know what, I want to get better. I want to practice, and I think this series is a great way to practice. I mean, I'm not a professional content creator or anything, so there's no reason for me to be, you know, super good. You don't really expect anything from me as an audience, so why not use this opportunity to get better? And I hope that as I go on, my builds will look nicer and nicer, and I'll learn some new tricks, and it'll be really exciting. So this is Madeline's room. I was trying to get her a little more color. I was gonna go with like a pink bedspread for her, but I thought that would make her feel a little gaudy. And also, like, everything she's gotten, she's had to get secondhand. There's nothing really she can buy new, because really, honestly, if she has money, she spends it on clothes. So there's really not enough small curtains. Like, all of the curtains drape the entire wall. It's really super obnoxious. And you can scale things up, but you can't scale them down. At least I don't think it works. I think I tried, and I don't think it works. Another annoying thing that I found out during this build, if you hold down Alt and drag an item, it'll move it off the grid, so you can kind of place it anywhere you want. You can't do that with columns. Isn't that so weird? You can't, like, free move a column. It has to be on the grid. I thought that was so strange. You also can't use the style tool on, like, stairs. I was like, why? If you drag a new stair over the stair, it'll change it, but, like, you can't just go in and say, I want this stair to be a different color. I thought that was weird, too. You can't really do that with anything from build mode, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I've found ways around it, so. This is little Madeline's room. This comforter is, you know, not totally her. It's a little too girly for her, but, oh, it's not Madeline's room, I'm sorry, it's Cassidy's room. Cassidy's the little girl. Madeline is the mama. So, this is her room. I had the same curtains as the mom's room. I thought, you know, Madeline probably just picked up a whole set of them and was like, this is what we're using in our house now. So, I was trying to find out a lamp. I really like this flower lamp, and I do add it in later on her dresser to give the room a little more light, because I take out these really bright lights, which I use to build with at first so that I can see everything clearly, and then I put in some dimmer lights. I wanted to put this nightlight in because I don't feel like Cassidy would get up a lot from monsters under the bed, but I also don't feel like she'd have a nightlight, so I hid it behind the little side table there. That way we can keep the monsters at bay, but we also don't have to see it. This violin, I imagine that, you know, Cassidy, and I'm sorry that I keep mixing up their names. I don't know what's wrong with me. Cassidy's the only name that I actually came up with without the randomization tool in Create Sim, so I really should be getting her right at least, but I'm not. So the violin, I imagine Mama Wilkins wants her to play an instrument and be a little cultured and get into art and stuff like that, like she did in school. So I got her a little violin that she loathes practicing, she's not very good at. So she is a very mental sim, so she prefers, you know, chess and the chemistry set and stuff like that. So got her a little backpack because I feel like she really likes school. I was trying to free move it on the desk, and I know that there's a way to do it, but I just wasn't getting it, so I put it on the ground. I really wish I could have done it with these binders too, because I really wanted them to like sit against the wall, but you know, I only had so much time, and I knew that this was already taking forever just to build a small little trailer home, so I was like, nah, I'll just leave it. But I have those binders because, again, I feel like Cassidy is a big fan of school. She likes to learn, she likes to read, so she would have all of her school, not memorabilia, but you know what I mean, like sitting around in here. And so yeah, I like this kind of grungy pink wall. I think she probably didn't paint. She doesn't care that much, so she kept it. Got her some posters there, a reading poster, a sports poster, a Harry Potter poster, or you know, whatever he's called in the Sims world. I'm sure they have a made-up, non-licensed name for him here, so yeah. And you know, I was trying to make everything feel a little cramped and real small, you know, because they don't have a whole lot of space, but they do have a whole lot of stuff. There's 2 of them, so you know, there's twice as much stuff. And I got some toothbrushes, some soap in the bathroom, make it feel a little more lived in. You know, put the backpack and the violin on Madeline's floor and the posters on her wall. Cassidy, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. Oh my gosh. I wanted to get that toilet paper roll in the bathroom, but everything's too small and I couldn't get the walls up and see everything. So same with this towel rack. I was like, oh, that'd be great if it was up a little higher. Maybe I could put it above the toilet or something. And I just didn't get a towel in the bathroom except by the sink there. So they have a little hand towel, but I guess they just drip dry. That's what people, you know, these people, she can't afford towels, I guess. I don't know. She spends it all on clothes, I'm sure. Silly Madeline. So I'm going with the kitchen now. It's kind of a small kitchen, but I actually like building the smaller kitchens. So yeah, there we go. Get those older looking cabinets in there with like, I imagine it's like just like some cheap linoleum countertops. It's not even like actual stone, it's just like plastic. An old fridge, a used stove, so you know that shiz is gonna be catching on fire a lot, but that's okay. I didn't have a fire alarm, but I feel like there's not as much necessity for alarms as there was in The Sims 3. Like, in The Sims 3, if you didn't have a fire alarm, your house was definitely burning to the ground. If you didn't have a burglar alarm, you were getting robbed every other week. I don't know what it was, so, yeah, so excuse the pause here. I was trying to figure out how to get those triangle tiles, which I do every single time. I use them all the time, and I always forget that Control F is how you get the tiles to be a quarter size there, and every single time I forget how to do that, so I always have to go look it up. Which is probably another reason why this build took longer than it should have for such a small lot, because I'm constantly looking stuff up. I'm constantly learning as I go, and I like that. I think it's fun. I think if I wasn't learning stuff, not what's the point, but I have a better time when I'm learning new things and when I do something that I didn't expect that I could do. Although that Control F is not a good example because I do that all the time and I just keep forgetting. So, but I do look stuff up. Before I started, I looked up how to move things up and down, which I had done in the past once or twice, but I forgot. It's never been a big part, and I think I'm going to make it a lot bigger now because I want to clutter stuff around and make it look a little more realistic. Which before, when I'm just playing, it doesn't really matter because I'm focused on the Sims, so I don't really care what their surroundings look like too much. But in these builds, it's really important for me to make the space look like the people who are living there, you know? So this space definitely gets across the idea that they don't have a whole lot of money to work with, you know? They get all their stuff, their stuff's kind of grungy, you know, they get it from, I imagine Madeline got that dresser set and the mirror and everything as like a set from a secondhand shop, and I like this right here. I put their TV on a little fruit crate. Like, I imagine Madeline went to a grocery store and was just like, hey, if you got something lying around, I need an extra table, but she didn't want to go out and get a table. Maybe she was low on cash that week, but somebody gave her a TV and she was like, oh, this is awesome, I really want to put this up on something, just not on the ground. So, and I have like some crates there, like they don't really have a whole lot of storage space, so she's maybe getting some boxes to put stuff in too, and kind of just leaving it around the house. Yeah, so I'm taking out the lights and I'm realizing that it's really dark, which is, you know, kind of okay. I kind of like the look of a dimmer space because looks a little grungier. I know I keep using that word, grungy, but it's true. I like that cheap bathroom light. Looks great. Doesn't even have like a covering or anything. It's just like an old bathroom light that they're just like, this'll work. This lights it up enough, right? So yeah, I've got that. I was trying to find a good rug for the living room space. Madeline, if you saw it before in the bedroom, she has like some peacock pictures. I feel like she really likes peacocks and colors like that, like those bright greens and blues and stuff. I was like, that plush rug looked way too nice for this space. And I you know, even though Madeline really likes richer stuff, she really likes more expensive tastes and stuff. I feel like she has a little bit of sense to what goes and what doesn't, and she would have been like, nah, it doesn't go at all. So I ended up going with that magic carpet rug. I love it. I think it looks like walked on and stuff, but it's still kind of fits, even though it has a pattern and it kind of clashes with the wall a little bit. I think it fits a lot better than any of the bright colored rugs, especially any of the flowered rugs that were really, really clashing with the flowered wallpaper. Because again, Madeline does have a sense of style. She has a sense of design. She just she doesn't have the money to work with it, you know, so now I'm just going in and getting some decorations. I wanted a painting for the kitchen. I thought this sunflower one was nice. Again, maybe a rummage sale or a yard sale. Madeline was like, oh, this will brighten up the place a little bit. So yeah, I got a light to illuminate how nice that picture is, I guess. I was gonna put the microwave here, and I wanted to raise it up on the wall and have it above the oven like you see in some kitchens, but it wasn't working, so I put it on the counter. I think I ended up taking it off, actually. Maybe not. Putting some cabinets in there, get it looking all nice and kitchen-y. It's gonna have that, right, but it didn't actually end up looking good. I wanted everything to be uniform, so I kept that there. I put a little light above the oven to kind of light up the kitchen at night. Yeah, I think that's not it. Yeah, because we're still working on Cassidy's room a little bit. But I wanted to put in this flower light. That's right. I do put in the flower light. Whoop, raise it on up. Perfect. I thought that looked really nice. Like, yeah. Oh, yes. Now I'm going to do the outside. So I give them this little patio. It's fun because I'd rather comment while I'm building, but then you get like 3-part episodes because it literally took me like an hour and a half to build this. So I just comment, afterwards, and it's kind of fun because I'm like watching it for the first time again. And I don't do a whole lot of rehearsing or anything. I do a couple takes of audio, but I don't like to do too many because I feel like I would just be recording all the time because I'm such a perfectionist. So I try to keep it to as few recordings as I can. Which is why sometimes I sound a little stumbly or unprofessional. I thought it'd be nice to give him like a little porch, but then it was like really close to that pole, and I was like, it just didn't it wasn't suiting my needs, so I left it like that. Gonna give him some overgrown patches of grass here, just to make it look a little, I don't want to use the word again, so you know what I'm about to say, Give him some flowers. Some wildflowers, though. They're not like kept or anything. She doesn't like water them. They're just growing around the unkempt grass of their lawn. I do give them this little patio area, though, with the concrete, and I put some sitting arrangements out there and a wind chime. And I kept doing that thing where I was trying to get the walls to lower, but I kept pushing floor down instead, so I kept going into like the dark underbelly of the lot. So, stuff like that is making it longer to build, but again, I'm gonna get better and it's gonna be really exciting, and one day maybe I'll be really good at speed builds, like at the end of the series when we have literally filled every single lot in the world. I figure by that point I should probably be pretty good at it. So yes, I do put a little sitting out area out here. Again, I don't really want anything to match, so I grab like a folding chair later to put out there, a cooler so that Madeline can sit out and have a nice drink after work. Grab some juice, if she doesn't have time to go to the bar, or nobody invites her out, or she doesn't invite anyone out, whatever. And then I put this little folding chair out there, just get one more space. I was thinking about doing like a fire pit, and I might actually put one in. I haven't decided. Get a little light out there by the door, some lights outside, because this is a patio, They do spend some time outside, so if it gets dark, you want some lights to hide them a little bit in the underbrush. I was gonna give Cassidy a little basketball hoop because I thought that she would absolutely love that, to have a little thing to play on. I do end up taking it out, even though it looks so cool, just like attached to that outside pole. Like they had to like bolt it in or something. Yeah, but I decided not to go with it. I don't feel like that's something that Madeline would spend money on, and Cassidy's certainly not making any money, so she couldn't have bought it for herself, because Madeline kind of wants Cassidy to be a little girlier like herself. She wants Cassidy to be like her, so they have stuff to talk about and bond over. I do put some little planters out. I thought that was nice. We could grow something, maybe some flowers or something. Cassidy can do some gardening when she gets older, because I don't think the kids can garden. So I think that's it. Yeah, there's the screenshot. I had a lot of fun building this, even though it's small and it's not super professional or anything, but I still had a whole lot of fun, and I'm glad that the people who are watching and supporting me, and I will see you all next time.